It's the end of the working day, but in this district of Moscow, Maxim and his colleagues are just starting their second job, fighting Russia's spiralling AIDS epidemic. They're among about a dozen volunteers with an outreach program for drug users, handing out fresh needles, condoms and advice to help combat the spread of the disease.
It allows me to avoid contamination. It means everyone can have their own syringe, so that 5 people don't use the same one. Because sometimes we end up using syringes that we find in the corridors of buildings. That is true. It does happen.
Despite their efforts, the volunteers receive no backing from the Russian state, which concentrates on treatment rather than prevention.
There's a lot of discussion about it. They say Russia will follow its own path, that we will care for drug addicts, we will make care available to them. But unfortunately, we clearly see that that's hypocrisy.
The figures in Russia speak for themselves. Since 2010, the number of Russians with HIV has almost doubled to 930,000. And unless there's a change of approach, experts fear that number could hit 3 million in the next 5 years.
It's not enough because it's expensive to inform, to spread information. With such little funds, it is very difficult to reach every person in Russia.
But the impact of official policy, which has grown increasingly conservative under President Vladimir Putin, has also seen condoms and sex education for children shunned in favour of abstinence drives. And now the spread of HIV is increasingly affecting all sectors of society, especially heterosexual women. It may seem a lonely battle, but the campaigners' work in fighting the disease has never been more necessary.